Hey, hello everyone. So with this video we're looking at a very short practice routine. If you've got, say, 5 minutes or even 2.5 minutes and you want to practice something that's useful and helping develop skills, these are some good ideas. Most of this is taken from suggestions from Lee John Blackmore. Check out his YouTube channel, and also ideas from Justin Sandercoe at Justin Guitar. Also YouTube, and also check out his website. They are both excellent guitar teachers and I've learned a lot from them. So imagine a 5-minute practice, then you can get a lot in there. Keep it focused is the key thing. So, for example, part 1, major scales, major and minor scales. Do that along all the dots, and then that was major, so then you could do minor. And so on. I would say 2 things there. Practice to a metronome, keep it even, and go slower than if you need to, because you can either focus on speed or on accuracy. You can't really do both. So let's slow it down. So that accuracy was a bit better. We went slower. This is good. So that's 1. Major and minor scales, ascending and descending up the neck. Part 2, chords. So review your chord knowledge of their shapes and also your ability to play them. You could start off on a beginner level. So for example, play all the chords from A through to G, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So let's say you know them really well and you can play them really well. Okay, what about their minor equivalents? A minor, B minor, C minor, D minor, E minor, F minor, G minor. Let's say you're fine with that. Okay, what about 7th chords? So typically you'd maybe dominant 7ths tend to be more common when you're learning the major 7ths, minor 7ths, diminished chords, 9ths. So let's say, for example, dominant 7th, or just usually referred to as 7ths. So okay, not too bad. The F 7th, 7, I could work on a bit better. G7 I'm okay, but maybe the transition could be a bit quicker. So they're things to focus on. Part 3, also chords. This is a great one from Justin Sandercoe. 1 minute changes. So pick 2 chords that typically it's good to pick them from a song that you're working on. And just transition between them and do that quickly. So, for example, a while ago I was doing a bit more practice on B7, B7E. Now, easy, but, and it's something I use all the time, but B7 and E go together very commonly in 12-bar blues in the key of E. And B7 I didn't play that much, so it was a good practice. And so on and so on. Change between them quickly. Another one that I practice quite commonly is in the context of the Pink Floyd song Breathe. There is a strange D chord. I've forgotten the name of it. It's like the Hendrix chord. Is that a flat 9? But it's a D. So in the Pink Floyd song there, Breathe, it goes from, you got F major 7, and that slides up to a G major 7, then you have this D, I'm going to call it a flat 9, I can't remember if it is or not, which is a slightly unfamiliar shape. So it's 5th fret of the A, 4th fret of the D, 5th fret of the G, 6th fret of the B. It goes from this to then you flatten your index finger to fret the 4th fret of the D and the B. Bia sugar. Woof. And then to an E7, E minor 7. So with that, okay, it's 3 chords, but it's within that context of the song, and the difficult thing that I was finding was from 2 chord shapes that, from what I've come across, they've not come up in any of the songs that I've been learning. So change back and forth between usually 2 chords for a minute. Log how many you can do. Keep practicing that over a week, a month or whatever, until you get smooth, so you don't have to think about where your fingers are going. They will just go there because you've got the muscle memory. For finger picking, whether that's, so start with perhaps a pattern that you know or that you're working on, and preferably play within a key as well. So let's say we're in the key of G, then key of G, obviously tonic, the 1 chord is a G, C is a 4, D is the 5, E minor is the 6. So we could go with 1, 6, 4, 5, super common chord progression. And so on and so on. It could be something dead simple, like let's say you're working in, you're practicing 6/8 finger picking. This kind of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Strumming, and a particular strumming pattern. So you could go, if we look at, you could just go all 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and do that to a metronome, and keep the timing tight. That would be a good place to start. A little bit more of a challenge, and this is nice adding dynamics into your playing, is to accent, let's say, beats 2 and 4. If we look at the Bowie song Heroes, this is a good example. It accents 2 and 4. You could play that all down strums, or you could do it alternate strumming. So with that, a lot of it goes back and forth between D and G. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and so on and so on. Rough. That can go from it being just a straight pattern to giving a lot more interest for the listener and dynamics within the song. If you really want to focus on, say, a new strumming pattern, don't worry about the chords at all. Just kind of mute with your fretting hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, for example. Again, do that to a metronome. Very good. Recently, I've been doing this with, for example, Cortez the Killer. There's the 16th note strumming in there, but it's also a very slow BPM, about 64 BPM or so. It's got a lot of syncopated strumming, so you're strumming on the ups. You get that a lot in Rolling Stones, and also quite a lot of Guns N' Roses and Alice in Chains songs as well, with the syncopation. For example, on the outro to the Guns N' Roses song Patience, it goes, for quite a while, it goes back between a D and a G. So yeah, 5-minute practice. So 1, major and minor scales up the neck, ascending and descending. 2, chords. Go through chords A to G of a certain type of chord, for example, or major, or minor, or dominant sevenths. 3, 1-minute chord changes between 2 chords that you're finding the fingering a little bit difficult. Preferably do that from the context of a song that you're learning. Number 4, finger picking. Number 5, a strumming pattern. And all of these you can adapt to your skill level. Cool. Hopefully that's been useful. A huge thank you again to Lee John Blackmore and Justin Sandico for their excellent teaching and where I've got these ideas from. Cool. Catch you later.